Yeah, it's back on in the coupon. Paul Sven's back on the coupon show. That's nice to turn up for 2 shows a week. Thanks very much for that, mate.
No, it's good to be back. You were absolutely incredible last week, by the way. Actually,
What do you mean incredible in what way?
I can't.
What about his
the
dad?
coupon up?
Not the dad with the leg here.
That's true.
But that era did. That era did.
I can't believe that they thought that was me in the budgie smugglers. No, that's...
See that era, dads were
Wild.
You need to get the smugglers on, mate.
Aye.
We all thought you were a
No.
smugglers.
You've got to have been.
With the socks down the front.
Jesus sandals and all that one. Aye. They bought. No, that's true. Old Archie. Full package. Hovering above you. It's no fucking nice.
What did your dad wear on holiday? Full suit, wasn't it? Sunbathing with a 3-piece suit.
I can't remember. No, my dad wore it was pants.
Was he?
No short, like actual pants. They always had some size of body back then, didn't they?
Pants, no trunks, pants down to the
Not
pool.
even trunks.
Turned inside out for the day before.
That was a different breed then, wasn't it? But it was a different
Do you
era.
think bigger bobbies back then?
Because see, back then, like, everybody walking along the beach had you wouldn't have the audacity walking on the beach pants like the beach.
Bigger
Cops
boobies.
definitely got smaller, mate. I'm like,
Bigger bobbies, aye.
The cops back then was amazing. Because see, now you wouldn't have the confidence to walk along the beach with the pants on, because it would just be flat pack.
you need to get a semi before you put them on, wouldn't you?
That can I agree. Aye. Yours could
Full
figure.
a pair of trunks, easy, mate.
Nah, I told you why you put the shorts. The shorts is
smaller. That's
the shorts is insurance, innit?
Aye, you said
Because you
that.
don't know what can happen.
Do you know what is a nightmare on holiday?
That was a genuine question, I know.
Check bobbies are bigger, but here, I bet you this has happened to you, because this is your fucking worst nightmare on holiday. Come out the pool, dry yourself, lie on your sunbed, but you've no dried your arse, but your arse cheeks properly, and it's so itchy for the rest.
It's the wee netting in the shorts.
Wee netting in the
Take
shorts.
it out, mate.
Oh, did you cut that out?
Take it out, wear a pair of boxers.
On holiday?
Aye, you have to.
You wear boxers underneath your shorts?
I have to. I don't want an itchy arse cheeks.
That's uncomfortable.
Oh, you're
That's serial killer
Double pack?
behaviour, that, mate.
Well, see the netting in your shorts,
You cut that out and
Aye.
aye.
because
see
it
that.
makes your bum cheeks
Bit
itchy.
of chaffing going on.
See,
Aye.
on the subject, I want to mention, because what about, I've not asked them, Tenant's advert, have you seen it?
Oof.
No.
Brilliant, mate.
Brilliant, I said to you about it.
I
was sitting watching and I went like, I started rewinding it. And I went, it's faddy. And then I didn't know that he was in the pub having a wee swallow as well. Aye, a wee cheeky beer.
What?
The advert?
acting.
Natural.
That's on my CV now, actor.
How did that come about, and then what was like the day like that you?
It was through. I'd done a thing for tenants before. They were doing like a competition, Dream Seat at Hampden, so I'd done a wee advert for them before, and through the SFA, and the guy for the SFA got in touch with me and says, "Look, tenants want you to get involved in this advert." I was originally meant to be the guy hitting the shot, and somebody else was going to do the oofting. But
The oofting.
That's your job,
but they got me more involved. First day I was in the pub, a couple of hours.
But were you actually drinking pints? So
No, I wasn't. I did drink it, but
kid on.
because if it's like a load of takes, then it'll need to get filled up to the top again and drink it.
Very good, isn't it?
That's brilliant,
Aye,
mate.
fresh one every time, no
Out the
filter.
brewery?
No, in
Ladyville?
Lismore it was.
Oh, was it?
Class.
Just sit there and the day of the filming, it was absolutely boiling. It was one of the hottest days. And you're
Did you get
sitting
makeup
there.
and all that done?
Aye.
You ever done adverts?
No, I'd love
See,
to.
the Tenants, I remember back in the day, I done something with Andy Gorham, but it was through Tenants that they took players, they won a competition.
Tenant sixes now.
No,
Was it around about that time though? Tenant Sixes, maybe part of the.
It was all around about, Tenants were doing a lot of stuff, but the thing was, a lot of guys came, you had two teams came together, they went to stay in a hotel before it and then to go to play at Ibrox. I don't know if Celtic were doing the same thing, they probably were, and it was brilliant, by the way. So it was just again them a wee flavour of how you prepare for a game on a Saturday, or this game was a Sunday. Well,
How did you prepare?
Well, what do you think? Me and the goalie, so we just went for it. So we did the night before. But it was great. Get the boys together, training session, a meal and all that. After the meal was out the way, we kicked the arse out of the eye. So we did. But the boys loved it, and it was a great thing. Then they'd go, they'll get all their gear on. That was all tenants done all that.
Do you know what you get for adverts, mate? A fortune.
Do you?
Uh-huh.
Did you not do an M&S one?
Aye.
That's a big brand.
That's a big pair, mate.
It's
He's an influencer, you're turning an influencer,
No,
mate.
it's not.
You
It's
get
through,
the
it's
numbers
through the
up on Insta.
SFA.
You can get into that.
Uh-huh.
See the
Voiceovers are good, mate.
See
That's a good few
I
quid.
definitely
See
could
the
be
hairy ass.
voiceover.
See the hairy ass man. The hairy Carol's gym. He's in adverts. He is. Right? Not
But
that
adverts,
serious.
yeah.
Jim's done a few adverts. But you just apply. You get, but it is.
I thought his ass was modelling a wheelie jumper or
Felt like
something.
there's something he could model.
Uh-huh.
But aye, so there you go. There's jobs out there. You
Best
just need to-
football advert ever. Football in an advert.
Best
Joe
football.
Benito.
No.
Peter Kay one.
Pele Viagra.
Peter Kay one. Have it.
Pele Viagra. Did you hear him speaking? It's the worst. He's hopeless at it. You know,
mate.
but what, the reason I brought it, have you ever take one of them? Viagra.
No.
No. No need that, do you, mate?
No.
No.
I've been offered at Holland's big tubs here. Big tubs here.
Did you run it?
Oh, we're in Hong
Take
Kong.
one of them.
His missus.
Big Nizzy come back with a couple of big tins of the stuff.
Been offered it.
Aye. Been offered a few things, but no, I don't need. That might be coming. I'm getting on in life.
Uh-huh.
I know it might be
There's
coming.
one- He was addicted to them, wasn't
From a young age, you know. Aye, right, young age.
he?
See,
Why would you need them at a young age when you're full of beans, as they say?
never was, but
It was a woman that needed to. No, it was a woman that needed to take him to get over.
yeah, I don't think Andy's made tracks in setting up the Italy trip yet. How's that no? That should be happening now, shouldn't it?
Well, it kicks off Monday, doesn't it?
Is that all?
Well, kicks off Saturday, but their games are
Bologna.
spread
Mate, that
over
would be
the
incredible,
weekend.
wouldn't it?
So they're
A live vlogging out of Italy.
tough games. Milan and then Juventus. He's got the first two. Watched them the cup.
That's
game
Neil
last
Planet. That's no points for the first
Aye,
two.
you would think so. Aye, because I say that they've done well to get top 10 last season. So it's a big ask again because I've lost a few players as well.
Why don't we go in for next week's game?
Go over.
So who they play this Sunday?
It's
Monday?
Monday Milan,
And then Juve. Why don't we go for the Juve
Monday.
game?
Juve.
I'm free on Monday,
Juve's
mate.
next Sunday, I think it is,
So
isn't
we
it?
try to go Monday then?
We man better enjoy relegation battle this year.
It's going to. It's tough. They know that. So if they get,
Don't know if he's got the mentality for it.
You winding me up. But I know I gave a wee bit to him after last week, so I wasn't happy with the performance.
Would you phone him?
No, it was on the text initially. So
What did it say?
he's trying to make excuses, no excuses, because I'm pissed off with all the excuses you hear. Even we're 2 games in. See, once we get this Viaplay, the Cup, League Cup out the way, I want them all to just go, right, we've had their pre-season games, they've had 3 games, no more excuses.
Brilliant.
It's early in the season. GTF, let's get.
Oh,
Do you
no,
know,
you're
I think
spot
so,
on,
but
you're spot on,
there's
mate.
too many excuses. Oh, we need to wait till
New
we're
team,
6,
not that
7.
new team.
They've had all that's why you have your
Exactly.
pre-season. They had a couple of league games. They're having a cup game now this weekend. After this weekend, I think that's it. The excuses are out the window.
I could imagine
know
you were a
probably
slow
got
starter
to
in the
disagree.
season.
Huh.
Don't know, I just get that feel. It takes you a few games to get into it.
I was alright once the season started.
Started,
I'd have somewhere pre-season. I remember with Birmingham in particular, we played Crewe away. I think it was our last pre-season game. We got pumped.
Be crude,
We'd just been promoted. Our first game of the season was at Old Trafford. I'm pretty sure it was that year. Honestly,
And was there genuine
Pumped
worry going into
4-1.
the start of the season because you've been
we just
beaten?
feel like
Was it Crew team with Nick Powell in that? Because they popped
don't
it.
know if he was in it.
Right.
But no, they weren't. They were good on that day, but it was like, when you're playing and you think, I've never done this before. This is, I don't know what's wrong. We had an international as well with the friendly. But then when the season starts, it's different. See, when you're playing pre-season games, like actual pre-season games, you're preparing for them, but it's not the same.
Yeah.
And then once the league kicks off, you're ready. That's it.
I seen one of the worst pre-season performances that I played in. Young boy came and played for us at Lincoln.
Oh. Say it was me. It was me. I was a shocker.
So all the first team players, me included, went away to America. All the daddies got left behind,
See,
and then
for wait-
we
wait.
flew straight from America to Lincoln, and you got the bus up to Glasgow. How was the bus for you, man?
we were actually we were sitting in the lobby actually waiting for you to come in. Oh, it was a bad gene. Do you know what was actually weird you're saying that? I was the opposite. I was unbelievable in pre-season and shite for the season. That was actually true. I can't imagine you being a...
Pre-season plan, no.
No. You weren't a fit boy, were you?
I wasn't good any throughout the full thing, mate.
No, you were a top player. Here, I was thinking this morning, what was your best day at training?
No, you weren't, because I was thinking it and I've wrote it down there and then you've just took it.
What was your most enjoyable?
So Monday to Friday, what was your best day? Friday was the worst.
I thought Friday was just in for a wee warm-up, in my day anyway, a couple of sprints. Couple of beers, aye. I wish. Thursday was brand new, wasn't it? Thursday was a bit of everything. So it's wee bit of possession, small-sided games, and shooting. Love shooting, didn't you? Everybody loves shooting. That's when you go. Always a Thursday.
Couldn't shoot, my ankle's fucked. Can't kick a ball hard. No. Just roll it back to the goal.
Can you
shooting me, honestly. I don't think I scored a goal in training. Both ankles are fucked.
Are they?
Crossing and finishing and all that.
I like the Friday. It depends.
Do you like the Friday?
Aye, when I was at Everton, the Friday was good because the rest of the days were tough. Thursday was shape day. Friday was...
Full day shape, Friday?
Thursday was like more towards the game, so it'd be specific training. And then you'd do like your line up your shape and triggers to press and stuff like that. More tactical. Friday was boxy. You do your own warm up, boxes, game. It was two touch, which I know you don't like, but I didn't like it at the time, but I understand why we done it.
Who was the best in the boxes at Everton?
There was a few. I've told you this before. Tommy Gravison was I think he was ever in the middle. Big Dunk was good. He'd just stand in the corner and flick it with outside his left or inside his left. But the standard was, everybody was good. The standard was a joke. It was a joke. It was none of this stitching. It was proper boxes. Like.
Who was the best trainer all into? What about you as well, Rangers? Who was the best trainer?
Girani.
Was he? I thought that time, was he?
Like Monday was sobering up day. Tuesday was getting battered. Wednesday half. But Girani was just a night out, didn't matter. He just came in, it was the exact same. He would just be at the front, leading, everything. Like, in terms of running and all the fitness stuff, certainly on Tuesday. He was unbelievable. It never affected him. I mean, I was dying, so I was.
Who was your best trainer you played?
Maloney's the best I've ever seen.
Maloney was a good trainer.
Did you train in Scotland, Fanny?
Aye.
Mate, Maloney was one of them you would generally sometimes need to stop.
Can you believe what you're watching?
Aidan as well, mate.
Your mate, he was getting a bit of stick. No, a bit of stick. I was doing there.
I wanted to
was doing there.
My mates, I got a lot of mates.
I was doing their United game, and the guy I was asking, I says, how's Aidan been doing? He says, I played, he came on for 10-15 minutes the other week or whatever, and the boy went like that, he's carrying a bit of timber, a bit heavy, and I went like that. Right, but see, as soon as he come onto the park,
no, I find that.
No, he was in. I know, so did that. He was in great night. So I actually mentioned it on air, and the guy turned round because he could hear me talking. Because I thought he was going to. So I'm going like that. I wonder if he's kind of lost the plot. Not lost the plot, but just.
Never be like that,
he come on. He looked fit as a fiddle.
Do you ever get to that stage in your career when you thought, I've let myself go here?
No, because I remember we said that. But it was ridiculous. We used to get 8 weeks off and all that. So I mean that was far too long. We used to take the 8 weeks off.
Yeah.
But no, we used to come, and it was kind of the first week when you come back was to shed a bit of poundage. So it was. But as the later on, no, that you didn't do that, didn't you? You come back and because everybody else.
You was ever in Fat Club?
Don't think so.
I was in Fat Club every summer.
See, when I went to down to Everton, they started. It used to be you get the wee calipers and they would do it by hand.
Body fat.
So your body fat. So my weight was always all right, but when I went to Everton, it was a scanner. You went in. Couldn't hide.
No.
Couldn't do.
Before the calipers, mate, you do like that in the dressing room before the game.
There's a room full of people doing press ups and that. Then you go in the scanner and it's like, one of the boys, Steve Watson, I think it was. He was another one, and he's lying in the scanner like no breathing, breathing in. The boy's like, it's not going to help you, mate. It's like a scanner. You can't hide it.
But see, some of the guys that looked in great night, they weren't the fittest. I remember a boy at Hearts, Jimmy Sanderson. Jimmy was probably the fittest boy in terms of running in the gym. He was a machine, but he just looked. There was nothing. He was a good football player, Jimmy, as well. He could play at the back. He was a defender in midfield, but there was no shape to him. But he was probably the fittest out of the lot. So there you go. So it's not always about how good you look and all that.
What
How
was your
ripped you
body
are.
fat?
Mine was dead low.
Was it dead low?
Really low, aye. Doing it 9? Is that low?
Yeah.
Aye.
How did you eat well?
I just never put weight on at all.
Eh,
Ever.
Richard Gough, he was doing about 6 or
Aye,
7.
he was,
Ridiculous. Too light, too ripped.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Oh,
I
he was.
was gone a wee bit.
Oh, he was. I think he was always bang on 12 stone, which is light for a guy who's about 6'1", 6'2", isn't he?
Thin though, wasn't he?
Oh, aye, but wiry, strong. But,
Aye.
but well, you're doing it 6 or 7. That takes some doing that, doesn't it? Aye, no fun.
What did he do now? What's the weight? What is
Oh,
it?
mate, I think you need to be in
Oh, they're
right good
There's no
condition.
excuses now.
No.
No excuses now. I think it's easier to maintain a shape. When I was just younger coming through, then it was like, right, you need to eat the right stuff. And I come back at pre-season, I wasn't coming back heavy, but body fat was higher than it should be. So they're going, right, this is your diet. You can't eat carbs Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You can have a wee bit Thursday, then that's you Friday, Saturday, and then recover. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, no carbs. And it wasn't great for me because you
Feel knackered.
feel down all the time. Not even knackered, you just feel really down. But nowadays, I think you can maintain it much easier.
It's easier.
I
I
get
think you
what
need
you're
to batter the gym. You go to the gym, but there's more science around
Yeah.
specific exercises, how you can work to get in shape better.
See, we've had this seen a Thursday when I was at Hearts, certainly. We didn't eat on a Thursday because we were getting
the full
weighed on
day,
Friday.
never it?
Had a salad, maybe a wee bit of and aye, honestly.
Just before a game.
And, right, aye. And a Thursday night because it was like a competition between quite a lot of us, big Nicky Walker and all that, and a few other boys, John Robertson, Craig Levine, all there, they all
John
wanted-
Robertson never just had a salad.
Aye. No, he did. I don't know what Rob was eating. Aye, but on the Friday we get weighed. But see, as soon as we were weighed, we were in scoffing Mars bars and all that. And then you felt like shit.
That was
come
us
the
on
Saturday.
that was us on the Monday with wee Billy Davis.
Right. Defeats the purpose.
What, a wage every Monday?
Aye.
That's sick,
Nah,
mate. It should
that's
never be a
rubbish.
Monday
It
after
was
the
like,
weekend.
he'd make up, no make it up.
But Billy was-
he'd look at your weight and then he'd decide what you had
Should
to be
be.
himself.
Right.
So
When
when I
they
went in,
scientific
when I went
reason
in at
behind it.
16, 17, 69.5 kilos I was. But you're training every day, which you've never done. You're actually going to the gym. So you're actually going to put weight
What's
on.
on,
Terrified every Monday. Like, no eating a Sunday.
Nah, that's
No eat before training a Monday.
innit?
Get that weigh-in done. And Leachy, Jack Scott Leach, about 12 oranges in the Monday morning to try and shit it out. You just see Leachy fucking scoffing the oranges. You're like,
We
what are
were
you
saying
doing,
this when
mate?
we used to get trained every morning, and every morning everyone would be in like that. Try to squeeze a shit out of me, so you were like that,
Did you ever-
think you'd be about 2
did you
kg,
ever-
mate?
did you ever go on and go, nah, I'm going to do it.
Go
I'm
and do a
going
shite,
to
these 2 minutes, 100%. Right, enough of this talk.
What is it? 2 kilogram? A jogging is
No,
officially
sorry.
2 kilogram.
I've been on the scales at 74, mate, went and done a
Oh,
job.
I've been in
something else is coming out of that, mate.
toilets, and I think I've saw one that's been half a stone. And that's
Big Kevs are worth 10
Big Kevs,
Boy, 6 out of 6 he's got last week.
They've been conning the public for a year, mate.
right.
Easy.
Say that again.
Was it not a lot of draws he's got?
No,
No.
easiest cooking.
I went with the
last
draws.
Was you went for the draws, wasn't
Don't
it?
say
week.
easy.
It was easiest cooking.
So what, sorry, I missed it last
Pressure on us this week.
What's the deal?
So whoever loses at the end of the month has to eat a bowl of their fucking wings.
But if you
Looks like
miss, if you miss one, it's an
It's a double.
automatic forfeit.
So you
You're
lost
on
last
it
week?
anyway.
No.
you're one,
No,
You're
it's,
one done.
It's him and somebody else that's doing it. Because if you're not here, then it's,
If I was eating
it's
hot
a
wings, it-
points
what,
deduction.
I feel like you're going to be like Bologna
It's a
this year, wee
forfeit.
man, fighting relegation.
Okay, right,
It's
right,
a
right.
Do it a 3-0. 3-0
Is it not at the
defeat.
end of the month? Can I not make it back up?
But you're -3.
You're -3 just now. So you're one behind
I
everyone.
noticed last week you were making rules up on the spot. I want more serious stuff.
Well, we James Bond, what's the rules? Is it just one that's eating them, or is it?
What's one? So why don't you can have a chance to make it up?
Aye, there you go.
I've got a letter from my doctor.
No, you're not doing that again.
Irritable bowel syndrome.
Still got it?
I have, aye. Seriously?
I've never.
If you still go to
Well, I'm going to say this one. I think you've been on the show longest, 5 years since you've been this, and I've never seen you having to go for a jobby. So how have you got irritable bowel syndrome?
Oh, I'm sure I'll get my bring.
Show you what. You show us what you're shipping.
I'll bring a letter in for the doc.
What's better for you, steaming or sauna?
Steam room.
Is it?
I like it better.
I've not been in a steam room or a sauna for long.
You ever done it in the steam room?
No, I haven't. No. What a jobby.
Right, on to the football side. Rangers.
Aye.
Scraped through, I think.
Right, did you watch a game?
Aye.
We were playing, so I never got to see it.
That was the first time that team had sold out in 20 years. I think that tells you a lot about what they're about, innit? They're not a big team, are they?
No, it was
It's a good listen. It's a
mixed bag for Rangers, innit?
It's a good, at least that they're through, and that's the main thing.
I tell you what, the commentary was very good. So it was.
Who was doing it?
Me.
Oh, were you fan then?
Aye. No, but do you think it was a mixed
Insightful.
bag? It's kind of. I'm a wee bit. They started.
They made
again,
it harder than it should have been. I think the first leg
Could have been 2-0 down.
they were. I didn't think Servette had any chance really. I really didn't.
Talk me through the one that the guy gets a cognac or something, gets a corner kick.
Aye,
And he
amazing. Just kicks
Oh
it.
my
Never
God,
saw
I've never
that.
seen it like that in my
He
life.
kicked it right out for a bye kick. A corner
Like it
kick.
goes, he's on
I'm
the
scratched.
corner on the right, so he would be an outswinger, and he goes to somebody makes a run for the front post, and he goes to just play it in, and he just hits it diagonal.
Right out
Diagonal
for a bye kick.
I've never seen it like
What, meaning a kick out? No,
No,
just that
he's
bad.
Like so relaxed on it, and it's like
He's trying to play it into the box and he kicks it right out.
it's one of them.
played it
I
all.
thought he was going to run and take the ball and try and take it again. It was that bad.
It was an absolute shocker. I don't think they were the greatest, to be honest. They were a big physical, well, to me, physical
Aye.
team, good fitness and that. But Rangers should be seeing them off, and I think they did make a wee bit of hard work, certainly in the first half. And you were kind of, I know you were talking about kind of tactics and all that, and what could you change and all, and I was listening to the guys. I don't think it was even about that. It was just about getting up to a certain level and playing better. And
So did Rangers not dominate the game?
No.
No, they could have been 2-0.
First half, Servette were a better team. They started well, first 5 minutes. They
First
looked as if they were
5-10
going to get
minutes
the goal.
again, and then as usual, that's why I'm saying it's a mixed bag. And then they just come right off it, and they gave them opportunities. Butland makes an unbelievable save. The boy just runs right
Oh,
through
brilliant.
the middle, wasn't it? I think that was the boy,
Aye.
wasn't it? Cognac. And then the one that the boy should square it. And if he does, it's 2-0. Then you're kind of worrying. But it was just a level of performance in the first half. And you think, because it is a big game, it's a sellout, you think they're going to be on it right from the off. And the one, and again, it takes a wee bit of kind of team talk for the manager, half time. Yeah, well, he says he went through a few of them. Why shouldn't he be that? But I just think it was a level of performance, just went up a notch, which you would expect.
Did they go more direct in the second half?
Aye.
More energy.
They did, didn't they?
They missed the press. They were quite.
Did Rangers have a press?
No
Didn't even the
Rangers.
first half?
Servette
Aye.
went and stopped. Went ready to put pressure on. Second half, they just missed it.
Aye.
First half, Rangers press was non-existent. They didn't like the first leg, the first half of the game. Bang,
They're at them.
they're at them. They're stopping them from playing out. They lose the ball, the reaction to win it back. First half of Tuesday, they just get played round. They were in half areas where you think, right, you could maybe go and affect it, but even their starting positions weren't they, where you would say, right, you're 10, 15 yards away, you're too far away, even if he plays the ball to go and put
They were
anything
so
on.
easy
They just
to play
played round
through.
them. They got up
So
in the wide
stretched.
areas early.
And even getting up, you're looking at them, you're thinking, how are they just getting that much room? And you're thinking, just come in a wee bit, be a wee bit more solid, go up and down the park. But they were all the shit.
What do you think that is though? Because Bale usually get off the
good
ball,
at
they're
that,
really
aye.
good. Their press is usually really good.
That's
Is that
something
a
that-
manager instruction or is it players not carrying it out? What
Could
did
be
it
a
look
bit,
like?
I don't know, a bit of both. But the
Do
players
you think their
weren't
best performances against Celtic especially go right up
Aye.
against them, didn't they?
Aye.
Could be the players. I think it was. I don't think the conditions were amazing, but they obviously showed that better in the second half. I think it was quite warm, but I think it looked like it was the players because second half they came out and they're better. But they did look. Part of it as well as they changed shape through the first half. They were 4-3-3. They went to a diamond, so maybe that had an impact in who goes where and what your starting position is to go and press. Because second half, Cifuentes was going out and taking the full back. Raskin was going out and taking the full back when they went further advanced. So there maybe had to be a wee change in instruction there at half time as well.
And was it Dessers and Danilo up?
No,
Oh,
Danilo.
just Danilo.
Danilo and
So-
Sima.
He was quite good,
Danilo
Sima, I
and
thought.
Sima.
Do you think so?
I thought he was no bad.
I don't know. The kind of jury's out a wee bit. Do you know? I look at a couple of them. Dezers, you know, is he an upgrade in Sholak? I'm not so sure. Is he an upgrade in Takala? I'm not so sure at the minute. So there is one or two. Lammers, aye, he's technically gifted, but there's a few of them. But Juventus, aye, and obviously, but he's brought in Raskin and Cantwell. But there's a couple.
Raskin was good.
The energy, but it's that.
I like Raskin
But I always think that should be a given. See the way he played, the running power, the desire, the shutting down, the
I think he
travelling,
looks
carrying
better when he can get a wee bit more advanced.
Further forward.
Because when he
Said
sits,
that.
he's
Fair
technically
guy.
good. He can take it and build, but you see him like driving through. He's got that, like he carries the ball well. He can take
like to
people
see
on,
that.
and he can see the pass higher up. It's just getting that balance right for me. I look at the setup of the team and agree. I don't think that the starters are an upgrade on Kent. Morelos last year wasn't
look
great,
at-
but I don't think they're better players than what they've lost.
Will Bale go to sign more players before the window shuts?
I would like to see him go and sign a ball carrier, a dribbler. We spoke about that last week, Slaney, when you weren't here.
As in a winger, are you talking about Derek?
Aye, a winger, that type, probably.
He's not going to play with wingers, so what?
No, but even the way Kent used to play, do you know what I mean?
comes out
Kent,
and
you know, would drop into the holes, you get on the half turn and be driving at people, and I think we need that type, somebody that's, because I don't think Lammers is, he's clever, he's nice movement, lovely football player, but we need another one.
Anyone that plays wide
type.
for Rangers just now seems like a mere central. They'd be more suited to playing central, am I right in saying that?
Aye, but
Well,
they
that
like
looks
him to
like
be
how
narrow,
they're
didn't
set
they?
up.
Yeah.
I agree. I think they need somebody that
They need a ball
can.
carrier.
At times, you need to hodge a bit. You need to stretch the game. You need
doesn't
to make
seem
the
like he
pitch
wants
bigger.
that, does it?
He doesn't want it. He doesn't want it.
You need to change it up again.
It was a diamond. Changed a diamond. Or started a diamond against Livy. I think they changed it. Then they changed a diamond again. And it's a lot on Tavernier and Barisic, especially if you're not getting the midfielders that are going to come out and fill the gaps for you. So, I think just even for a wee bit of change, you would need Matondo come on at the weekend. He wasn't in the European squad. Come on at the weekend, and it's the best he's looked.
Yeah.
Because he's got a chance to go and run and take people on. And it might be that you need to. Matondo might be the guy. They might need another one where once the game's got into like the last half hour, then it's somebody else to come on, just to change it, just to make the opposition think a wee bit different and take the pressure off a wee bit.
They just look a wee bit too easy to mark, you know, when they're narrow, and they need somebody
Because
sometimes.
it's just like they're still standing quite close to each other, aren't they?
Yeah.
He likes to squeeze the game. He likes to play the game in, you know, a small area and try and dominate the possession. But when you get into that final third, you need something a wee bit different. Now there were a couple of ones where it comes into Dessers, flicks round the corner, Cantwell plays him back in, and the goalie makes a brilliant save. But you see it last week in the game where it's the same situation. They're all squeezed up, everything's really condensed, and they're no finding the wee 1-2s and the third man running and the flicks round the corner. So it is something that's a wee
And
bit.
it's that change of pace. If he's wanting
Aye.
to play like that, when they're playing like that, it's 2-1 paced. It's no dynamic enough. It's no that explosion, that bum bum bum, and you're aware. You've got somebody that just gets it maybe in those areas and a half turn and just he's hit somebody in a way. We just need. I think we need to bring in.
Is Scott right now?
Other. No, he's
Been on holiday at Turkey about 5 times, hasn't it?
Aye, that's still went through yet.
Coming
They
back.
might not want to let him go though, just depending on if they can get anybody else in it.
Imagine you're Scott right for you, but what's happening here,
What's
haven't
going
you?
on?
But surely there must be.
How would you, sorry Derek.
No, there must be another player like Kent out there
but
that
how
you
much
can
would
go
you
and
need to
soar.
pay for
Well,
somebody like that?
that's it. Well, they've just come up. Well, they've got reputedly, what is it, 5 million?
Right.
So if you've got the money coming through and the door, go and spend it. Well, I'd like to see them go and spend it.
How would you have found that
that?
as wingers?
Hated.
Because you were wingers that kind of like to stay high and wide, didn't
Hated
you?
it.
Would you enjoy
But I like that, I didn't mind coming in, but then sometimes you want to go, it's just too sort of one-dimensional for Rangers. I do not like that. As a winger, would have hated it.
I'd have been fine with it, but because
You're better than him.
you start well, aye, obviously, but no,
I joke,
but even Slaney was a winger. Like,
Yeah.
use your pace, get down the outside. I had to come inside because I didn't have the pace.
Right.
So
Aye.
it would be a case of start wide to come inside, or start inside to come
I
outside.
watched that Sing Me podcast. He dug you up, by the way. Did you know that came up?
Aye, he did.
No, he did.
Aye. Have you said the
no,
conversation?
No, go on, so what was your point?
he likes It probably sums the two up. He likes the safety aspect of turning back and getting it to somebody else. I like going forward and trying to do it myself.
No, but you know what I was talking about with the full back. See if there's a wide player there, right?
There's no a wide player there though.
No, but what I'm saying
There
is...
isn't.
No, but
That was the context. There was no wide
No,
player
but
there.
what
He
I'm
was a
saying-
wide player.
No.
High and wide.
No, what he's saying is because there's no wide player there, Barisic automatically takes his touch
Automatically,
back.
no there. Even what you hear this man, see even if the wide player's out wide and the full back's really tight and we go, I don't know what to play him, it then creates a space because you've took that full back out with the wide player.
What are you looking at him for?
I feel confident doing that. So Faddy, what I'm saying is it creates that space you can then play in the channel, you can hit the
But you
striker's
can't
feet.
play
But
in
if
the-
that wide player's stoning in there, he brings everybody in and it's all congested.
My point is,
No bad.
you can't play it in the channel if your first touch is back.
I know, but he's saying is his first touch back because there's nobody in front of him.
Good.
That's what
No,
his
but
point is.
he's the winger.
Who Barisic?
Aye.
I
So,
get that when he's
I'm
really
not
high,
saying-
but I'm
I'm
saying
not
when he
saying
receives
he
it kind of
always
halfway
has to
line.
go
Good duty,
forward.
yeah.
All I'm saying is, when you take your first touch forward and you can open up, you can always come back.
Yeah.
But when you take your first touch back, you can only go back.
back, yeah. Mhm.
So it's more to have your body shape where you can go bang and take it. Not necessarily always go forward, but threaten forward, because then you're not allowing the pressure. Or even if you get the pressure, you can pop it inside, you can hit your striker. I'm saying if you've got a player like Barisic, international, playing for Rangers, that can get on the half turn and look to go forward, then they shouldn't be playing. The game at Celtic Park last season, Barisic gets the ball out to him. He's got time to turn and go forward. He takes a touch inside, he plays a square pass, Celtic win it and score. He can look to go forward, that's my point. If you threaten it, you don't always need to do it, but if you look forward, then
was Kent
you
there
can't
that
go
day?
and press.
Kent
No, you
was
could
there.
have just
Put it
he
down
could
the
have
side.
hurt up beside for Sakala.
Yeah, Cala, that's it.
But
I think if you've got that wide player there though and they're screaming at you and they're demanding it, it's just an actual bang, play it. See when you start getting fed up,
you
and go,
says
"Fuck,
you
he's
want to
not
turn
there, he's
back."
not there. Aye, because there's nobody there.
no, but there is nobody there. They don't play with a winger.
That's what I'm saying though, they've got to play with
So
wingers,
you want
that's
me
my
just
point.
you want the fullback to just keep coming back, just take your first touch inside
No, but
all the
my
time.
point is, that's why they've got to change it.
No, you said I was wrong that you shouldn't look to go forward.
I think we've missed context.
That's a direct quote. I was wrong, and you were going to get me.
Back, but I'm
Right, I'm realising.
No, wait a minute, what did you say? No, just so I can get in context.
This is your fight, mate.
No, just
It was
so
you that said it.
No, but last week it started on Thursday. What did you say? And then you came back, won't you?
There's your dad with that Hoover again.
No,
Hopefully, fucking comes up here and takes me away. Takes me to get out the seat.
Right,
hey, every single week you say something, I go back yourself, and then you decide to come for me.
It's good, isn't it?
Unlucky, mate.
Right, here we go, Morton. Right, so here's a question for you. Morton, this weekend, is this a chance for him to maybe try and use that diamond again and see if you can get that perfected for the league next week? Or will it be
Chance-
similar to what it's been the 4-3-3 with the Super
Chance to get those relationships he keeps talking about, Michael Beale, combinations. It's an opportunity, but just don't be careful as well. It's not a gimme because they're not going to come. Morton are
You have
decent
to bring in
under.
Morton.
Aye,
Yeah.
They've got the boy Powell and they've got some good experienced players there.
Will he change it up there
But
again,
no, I don't think he should. I think he should get the
11.
play, get Dessers on, get Lammers playing together. Danilo, get them all, get as many as you can. There might be one or two that the one that I might rest might be Cantwell, to be honest with you, because he's our best player, you know. But we got to get Juventus back in there, Raskin, but playing him.
Playing at the weekend.
I keep, by the way, my boys, you're going to cane me because my boys are killing themselves laughing. I'm just going to call them Juventus, right? Juventus, right? I'll just call them Juventus, right? So my boys did, you know what fucking man of my boys, so yeah. They were killing themselves the other night because I was calling Sima Lima for I got I'm getting, must be an age thing. So
Are
it
you
is.
still wrestling or is...
Desert and all that.
Are you impressed with Danilo?
What? Danilo?
Are you impressed with him?
You know, obviously the chance the other night, you know, it comes across, that's just been calm, that's just cushioning that into the back of it. That's why you're brought to the club, because you should be an upgrade in what's already been there, because Sakala took a hell of a lot of stick, even going back to last season, for missing chances like that. But that ball, the pace is on it, all you're doing is concentration, cushion
Cushion it.
target, and that's in. The pace is on the ball. But going back to the Morton, no, I'd play a strong team.
Yeah.
So I would. And getting, because he keeps talking about it's a new players in, try to build relationships, get these combinations going. Well, there you
I
go.
think he'll make changes.
Do you think he will? I don't think he should, but
I think he'll look to rest Jack again. He done it the weekend.
Oh, Ryan, he would rest, right?
Bring a Lundstrom.
Aye, Cantwell might be a shout. Raskin put in a hell of a shift. You want him going and doing that again.
But up top, I'm saying, Faddy, whether it's no quite been clicking.
I think if you're going to play the two strikers, then you need to see Danilo and Dessers together. Because he goes and changes it to Sima, and then he takes Danilo off and put Dessers on, and you think they two look like the most natural strikers in it. Lammers, he likes to peel out to the left and take touches and, you know, try and make something happen for there. Sima, you've got the direct running, but I think that Danilo and Dessers, if you're going to play a diamond, get them in the team and get them trying to build up a wee relationship. But I think...
I agree with you, but Jack, with his history, even like playing like that with his calf and all that, so you can take him out, you know what you're going to get.
Dowling, one of the wider ones of the diamond.
It was a great goal he scored last week.
Because I think that you want to see the combinations with the strikers, but you also need to get the understanding for the midfielders. If you're going to go and play PSV and play a diamond, their wingers, I only seen the first leg look electric.
That seems one that could be a ball carrier now. He's more than just a passer.
Powerful lad, he's a box to box, powerful lad. I'm not so sure on the kind of the dribbling mode, but you can just see he's got that engine on him. You know, he's just a good all-round midfield player. But that's see when you bring up the PSV. I mean, that is. I watched him. That'll be a game. Tipping grass idea. That's a different.
Would you think it was too much for?
I think we're underdogs. I think quite rightly so, because on the evidence what I've watched there, I watched the first game, the PSV. When they were at home, and then I watched the highlights. I mean, they're a handful. You can get at PSV. They're a wee bit vulnerable, like a wee bit like us, I think, at the back. So it might come down to a kind of a shootout. But if it comes down to a shootout, you just look at the midfield to that front three that I've got, and it's the pace and the quality and the one touch. Oh, it's,
you're
I don't want to even think about it too much.
Well, I was watching the first leg thinking, even if Rangers get through, they've no chance. But we don't know what level Sturm Graz are at. So PSV look amazing, but we don't know how good Sturm Graz are. So I think you have, certainly for Rangers, they need to look at obviously PSV's strengths and try and find a way to combat that.
I think more a handful PSV or your dad's trunks.
If they two wide men get at Tavernier and Barisic, there could be a wee problem
last year,
there.
didn't they?
Aye. You know, but again, Rangers have got, of course, have got a chance. The levels will go up. They'll need to go up. But I think we're underdogs. It'll suit us being underdogs.
They need to find a full performance.
Big time.
2 legs. They've no shown they can sustain it. The first leg against Servette up to, I know people are saying 25-30 minutes. I thought they were in control. Majority of the game, they got a wee bit desperate towards the end, trying to find that third goal. But the levels dropped a wee bit, and then second half. So they need to show stronger levels for longer against PSV because they'll get punished.
Yep. Now Slaney Celtic are sweating like you're down on holiday with that suit on. Carter Vickers and Atati. Rumours 6 weeks for Carter Vickers, 4 weeks for Atati.
Is that what it is?
So I seen on Twitter yesterday. I could be
What's
wrong
the
with
Vickers one? What's the
Vickers
issue? Is it hamstring?
That's a worry, mate.
He didn't look right, didn't he? No, the goal, the ball gets down the side.
Gets done like that, does he?
Gets his body in and he's strong, so you could tell it's an issue.
You always get that though. He's come back for
De Bruyne, didn't he?
You always get
2 or 3
niggles where
other
other things start to impact you.
Yeah. Here's my question for you, because I really like home.
Aye.
Do you stick with Turnbull or do you give home a wee chance and maybe put O'Reilly in at the 10? What do you think?
I love the Bill.
But
the thing is, I just see if you're thinking about the Rangers game coming up. I'm going to ask you to this: can you play the Bill and O'Reilly in the same team?
Aye, you can play them. I think they're pretty similar type players, but aye, you can play them. But that's where Celtic are at the minute. They're trying to find, certainly there's spaces up for grabs. So Wee Davy starts the first game, scores a couple of goals, keeps his position. Doesn't go so well the second game. I wouldn't be surprised if he found himself at the team. But it's again, Brendan's looking for what he feels is his best team. I like the boy home as well. I think he he looks like he's going to be he looks very good already, but I think when he gets a wee run of games, but I think that's good that you've got the options. It's going to be a tough game for him this weekend.
Do you know what I want to see?
What age is Davy now? Davy's what, 23, 24? I think he's an experienced boy now. He's been there, done it, he's had the disappointments. I think he's good enough to kind of tweak his game just a wee bit. You know, we know he's great in that number 10 on the half turn, strikes a goal, he sees a pass. I think I could just see wee signs that he's finding other wee bits to his game.
Aye.
I think he is capable. It's just changing and tweaking things, just one or two wee things just to suit
What is it?
that.
It's more off the ball, the intensity off the ball.
Of course it is, and I think he's but I think he's prepared to do that. I think he's got the right.
Get better at that, or is
Aye,
that
he
just
can.
the,
Oh God, aye. Of course he
If he
can.
didn't work, I've no doubt he works his balls off.
I've
So
been
how do you
told.
get better at it?
Suppose he has been box to box runs.
Well, again, it's
He's been there just himself.
Sometimes-
naked. You said he's been doing that.
sometimes again it's looking at players that play in that position that are good at that.
Yeah.
And just having a wee look at them and maybe taking a wee kind of leaf out of their book.
Yeah.
But I think he's capable of doing that. I think he would
desperate
be.
to see because of the way he's played the start of the season. Keogh got 10 and Mead up top.
Aye.
I just love Keogh up because you look at
Keogh's
the
got
goals
more than
line.
should.
I know. He's playing offside.
But he was amazing in the first game of the season when he was dropping in and playing the wee passes through.
Because he's
But
clever.
you know, I've been getting an insight that the Bill Rodgers loves him.
Does he?
Aye, and he's been doing a lot of box to box runs with him. I don't know if it must be a wee bit more coaching
Who
into that.
is the insight? I want
I
to
don't
know.
know, it's somebody really, and it's somebody in at Celtic, but I won't throw him under the
The
bus.
thing about David Turnbull, right, he's had to wait a long time for his chance. And see when you've been out the team and you've waited to get in and you've done well and you've kept your place, you can't come in and be consistent straight away. You need to play
I get what you're saying.
5, 6, 7, 8 games. You can't get back to the stage where
You're just flying
you
straight
come
away.
in
Yeah.
and you know you need to either score 2 goals or have an 8 out of 10 minimum performance every single time you play, because then you start to think about your mistakes, you start to hang on to them and it starts to really affect you. So he needs to get a run of games.
And
We know he's a top
And that
player.
time
we
he
know
was
that.
out last season, he wasn't getting played because the manager preferred a different type or a certain type, and we're talking about what you can do without the ball. He's no daft. He'll be sitting looking at that and saying, right, I can add to my game. I
Yeah.
can add wee bits. No, he's not going. We're not going to say David Turnbull's going to be a destroyer by any means.
Yeah.
But you can get wee bits of that and bring them into your game to make you a better all-round midfield.
And he probably needs a consistent run of games to get that as well. What you're saying,
but his confidence as well.
But he's also doing naked Tiggle Tom Boys. You don't get fitter.
It's an Astro,
3
innit?
games, 3 days at
He'll do that in
last.
Astro, so he doesn't need to be in the pitch. But
On the least though.
no, listen, the one for me but is Vickers, because I worry about him. You seen even last year when he was at Celtic, one of the same team. You know, they're signed is the big boy in now, the Swedish
Go
boy.
and try and do his name.
What?
Lagerbike, yeah.
What?
Lagerbike.
Lager. That's better.
Lagerbike. Is that it?
I would go Lager.
Keep going.
Lagerbike.
Well, I'm not the man to ask. I can't even get the Rangers players right, so how am I going to get the Celtic
he's
boys?
keep going. Faddy.
Keep going.
No, I've got him.
Is this for your
Lagerbike.
source that he's
Lagerbike,
able to?
I feel, see even the day when you come in, Faddy, I felt a wee bit, there's something.
Bit of tension.
I mean, at the end of last season, it ended amazing. But see when you come in this morning, I could see
Did
when
you
I
feel
come-
bad?
I'm going to say
No,
something.
I don't
Did
know
you
what.
feel bad for slaughtering me?
You've
No,
been
I'm
spoken
sure
about
you
in the
said-
McFadden house, I know that.
No.
No, I don't think it's.
I think.
Do you know what? I seen her come down the scooter. I was like, I can
I feel
it.
bad. I
Not
feel
even-
bad for coming from when he's not there to
Yeah.
reply.
A bit,
A wee bit shit house,
In
innit?
front of his cool
Do you know
mates.
what's actually-
trying to
You
be
were
cool.
quite
I'm gonna
dismissive. You
smart
were
in
quite
front of Andy.
dismissive of him.
No,
I
but do
think
you know
it is Andy that he's trying to impress.
No,
isn't it?
it's actually Andy.
Do you ever hear him slaughtering Andy? Do you know what I mean?
Why? I'll tell you why.
Oh,
because
it's
I
bad.
feel no. I feel
I
there's
think he's
a.
pandering to the Rangers fans, to be honest, yeah.
I feel that there's something brewing with you and Andy. I feel like
And you're obviously taking Andy's side.
no. I'm just trying to see what they do. Because listen,
See the-
next Monday.
see
Faddy,
the
I'll go for
fact-
Andy.
See the fact you think there's something brewing between me and Andy, given I've never said anything, tells me that you two are talking about me
in
behind
that
my
motor,
back.
in that motor.
No, do you know when
You do drive to the podcast.
I've not
like
said
a
anything.
No,
I've not
Andy.
said anything about
No,
Andy,
do you
have
know-
I? Aye, Andy's brilliant.
No, do you know what it was?
So you two must be
listen,
bitching
do you
about me
remember
behind my
last year
back?
when they done the team of the year? That was brilliant viewing. Remember, it was off camera. Do you remember? You remember, Faddy, you done it and you were seeing the Celtic, or the Celtic were going to be in it, and you could see him getting his back up a wee bit. So listen, I'm not going to...
Oh, so you think Andy's coming for me?
I've got a wee feeling he's got his nose out of place a wee bit.
calling somebody a baldy bastard.
No. But I just want to say, listen, it's good that we're back now, innit?
So you're just feeling bad, aren't you? Because
Me,
you've came for me twice.
Slightly.
on
They were
couple
doing it
of
to him and
podcasts.
Clyde, I know.
Who has
Aye,
it?
bad,
Aye,
innit?
yeah.
Bad,
But he's
Andy.
barring it. Too much.
Aye,
Too
a lot of
far.
people have said that to me.
They're all caning him.
It's about Astro
Big
stuff.
You need to remember he has
But
feelings
Astro,
as well,
that's
wee man.
right.
It was about Astro Tough.
If you
He
dish it
said,
out, you need to take it.
That's true.
he said I hate Astro Tough. And they said I hate
And
Astro
then-
Tough. Somebody said that in the radio.
Who's the guy? Who's the journalist
Trying
guy?
to get a game on Andy.
What's he-
Roger. Trying
Roger.
to get a game organised on Andy.
Roger Hannah.
He doesn't really sit in that, Andy, doesn't he? No.
No, I would fucking
A
get
wee boy,
him.
mate.
Choke him out.
Andy's a wee boy.
On Clyde, is he?
Aye.
He puts on a different voice.
bad,
he's
see Andy as well.
He puts on a different voice
Oh,
on
they
Clyde,
were
didn't he?
They were doing
Imagine
it
he
to him.
actually met somebody who was getting stick to that was bothered about it.
I was a bit annoyed listening to that. I put it on, I was listening to
Why didn't you phone in?
Tell you what, that's a
Who
good
else?
shout.
Dan Fletcher.
I was
He's
driving
coming
at
for
the
you,
time.
no?
Aye,
No, I've never.
What, is it
phone in, I'll get
Wait,
straight
my
down.
brown nose.
Is Roger Hannah slotting people's hair?
Roger
Dan
Hannah
Fletcher's
was
waiting
giving it
for
to
me.
Andy.
Wow.
Are you still with it? They
Fletcher's
took them at it, look.
No.
Roger Hannah was
Listen,
giving
there's
it to
nothing
him.
brewing. It's you.
it
That's
bringing
you.
you?
Absolutely not. It's just you feeling bad for coming for me. I can take it, mate.
In fact, your hair's a wee bit like Roger Hannah's.
Roger and the big boy.
No, he's
You
not
called
that
me
big.
Roger Hannah. No, you're asking if he's a big
Because he
boy.
came up to me, remember?
That's right.
He's a nice guy, but he's giving it to Andy.
And Andy's taking it.
Aye, I don't
Poor
want it.
lad. Poor lad.
He's got to hit back, hasn't he?
He's got this on back. Right, I want to ask the two wingers this as well. Sorry, Derek. I will get a midfield question for you.
No, I'm not
The
bothered.
two wingers.
Carry on.
Abada. Seen again. I'm just going on social media reaction. Does get a lot of goals, but decision making criticised. Is that an area where
I think
Celtic
again-
need to strengthen
I
again?
think so.
Prudence has been linked to Wolves, who would be a fantastic signing.
Right, so what we're
I don't know
answering
too
here.
much.
Abada hacks a manager for
Do they
Prudence.
need another winger, and would Prudence be that man?
I think that I think Yang looks good. I think that
Yang, yeah.
he looks bright. I think they need somebody again. You know, we talk about Rangers. Somebody that can go and dribble, take people out of the game. I think Abada's been a brilliant signing for Celtic. The amount of goals and assists he gets, because he gets into the areas, but he's not really, you know what, take people on and you know, take the ball for a run. But I think he's still young. He could improve on that. And I think if you're always looking to strengthen, Yang's there. Haksabanovic was one for me. I liked him. I thought he was really good when he came on at times last year. I don't know. I think when you've got a player that does a lot of really good things well, you're always looking and saying, nah, but he can't do that.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work, see if it doesn't score, or it doesn't come off for him. I know, but he can't do that. He's never been able to do that. I think there's a wee bit of that with Abada. I think he's been a brilliant signing for Celtic.
But he's still only 21 years
His
old.
goals, his numbers are incredible, but it's just one-on-one when he gets it. I don't know if he's got that skill or whatever.
What they might be looking at is not really for the league, because Celtic want to go and do better in the Champions League. So maybe they're looking saying, are they going to need somebody better in that situation? I think you saw it last year. He did a couple of times he went through and he shot. I think for that level, definitely. And that's been the thing for before even Ange left. The league was won. Can you go and make a mark in Europe? And people obviously feel that Abada, they need something better, particularly with Jota gone. I think I do think they need to bring somebody in that can go and a wee bit of magic.
So how good's this Wolves boy you're talking about?
Prudence.
I've no sort of,
I liked
I'm
him
not
any time
aware.
I've seen him with Wolves last year. I thought he was a really good player.
I didn't. He wasn't playing.
Rapid.
Wasn't he
He
playing
plays
against
me
Man
left,
United?
does he know?
We're a left winger.
Never played against Man United, did he? At the
No, I
weekend?
never played at the weekend, no.
I know that. Because they were good, weren't they?
Cunha, oh, what
They
a
were
player.
there.
Oh my God, he was a joke.
Wasn't he?
He's brilliant.
Reminded me of Misha Dembele. It was at Spurs a wee
Good shout,
bit.
that.
Penalty for you.
Penalty,
But-
fuck me.
That's a
I
shame.
think
No,
it.
no,
I
How's
think it is
that? I
a
know.
pen.
That's-
You bastard! You
Do you know
You did think it was.
I did.
No, you didn't.
I did. The only thing I would say on it is
the ball was away.
the action was done.
No,
They said the action
that
was
happens
away.
anywhere else.
He cracked somebody in the pitch.
You're committed to
I
the
think it's a
challenge and
penalty.
smashes him. It's a penalty.
But I don't understand it. But
Well, how
I
can
get it a
that
wee
go
bit
to
when he was away.
VAR and the guy in the VAR, whoever it is, doesn't give that? That's corrupt.
It wasn't
Yeah,
the
it's
worst
corrupt.
decision of
That's
the
corrupt.
weekend.
They've been bumped, didn't they, for the games at the weekend?
Aye. It wasn't
they
the worst
should.
decision.
Have
What
they?
was the worst?
Everton had the goal chopped off. Disgrace.
Was it?
the ball's kicked in, goalie comes to collect it, there's
Oh,
a
I've seen
guy in
that.
front of him.
You're right. I
He
did
does
see
the
that.
dating.
As the keeper comes down
and drops
hits
it, put it in the back of the net
hits
and they
the
chop it
guy.
off.
It's when the keeper
A disgrace.
Aye, and he's coming down. The boy just stunning. The boy's curing in, isn't he? And it hits half his head, and it breaks. And
Disgraceful. Worst
That's
decision
another
of the
one,
weekend.
aye.
Did you like the new Monday Night Football?
No,
But Monday Night Football.
Did you know?
How come?
I'm not watching as much.
like
English.
away back and
Walking about and all that, weren't they?
It was
Sit
strange, wasn't it? Kelly, what did Celtic win there last year? 6, was it?
Oh,
It'll not be that same sort of game this time, will it?
no.
Kelly have improved massively.
Big
They'll
time.
fancy it.
Yeah.
Kelly will fancy it. I don't think Celtic have played well, although they've scored 7 goals and they've won the games. It'll be another one where Kelly will be organised. They'll make it difficult, and if Celtic don't have that speed going forward, then it could be a long afternoon for them because Kelly will sit back and then soak up the pressure.
Was that
and they'll offer something
Is
going.
that Celtic Park?
No, it's
No,
at Rugby Park.
Is it a rugby park?
They'll fancy it. It'll be a tough.
that'll be
You
tough.
know, I seen your year's perk up there when it was Rugby Park. Yeah, you go.
Because of it, yeah. No, we've seen because of that they'll set up well and they've got a wee threat
Yeah.
as well, Kelly. And it just Faddy's just saying because as soon as they said speed of play, and I'm thinking, where is that? Is that a parkade? Or is it
John Andy Halliday's head, mate, Rugby Park.
So there you go. That can be a bit of a leveler. So
Do you put the new
the
sign
weather,
straight in?
what's the weather like to be Sunday? I know.
Hot, dry.
Hot, dry. There you go.
Do you think
They're
Rodgers
wild
is,
the pitch though, weren't they?
do you think this team can get as good as Angie's team under Rodgers? I would say it, and I'm pals with Rodgers, so
Aye, would you say he was pals with you, do you think?
maybe.
You don't care if you're pals with people. You just hammer them anyway. Make up for it.
No, we're close. We're brothers.
What are you going to say about him?
We're brothers. No, I think for me, I prefer Angie's style.
Because they were relentless, weren't they?
yeah,
And the
I'm
way they
saying.
come out the traps.
They'll not get to they'll not look the same. They might get to a level where they're dominant and they're creating chances and scoring goals, but it's just not going to look the same because they want to play a different style. It'll be interesting because he's obviously he's trying to make the adjustments to see getting players used to maybe a wee bit slower build up, a wee bit more deeper possession. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
Do you play the 2 new centre halves on Sunday together?
Well, Wales
And
done
the
well.
Rangers in mind in a couple of weeks.
Wales done really well, didn't they? Don't know about Lagerbout's pre-season and if he's played a lot.
Who?
Nearly. That'll do.
That was alright. That
it?
was decent actually.
What is it? How's it?
Lager Bielka.
Lager
Bielka.
Bielka.
What the pitch coming? He's thinking with the new signing.
I think he might go with Welsh.
Depends on their attributes. I've not seen them because it's going to be physical. Saw last year when Kobayashi played, they'd marry the ball, so they could go and build attacks. I don't think it'll be. I think there will be pressure. I think they'll get the ball forward, particularly for set plays. You look at the three guys they've got at the back, even for wide free kicks, long throws, corners. It's going to be a physical game. So if that's in their makeup and it is they're physical, then I put them in. No better time than to see them. So it'll be interesting to see what he does.
What? Do you?
What?
Fancy an upset?
Aye, I do.
Do you, right?
See that start, do you know what you were bang on what you said in the excuses? See if you're Kilmarnock, you look at the fixtures, you think, fucking hell, Rangers, Hearts away, and you say like, something about Kilmarnock, I think McInnes has got them, there's no excuses.
No, he'll
and I've
have
got a
that.
feeling there could be an upset in the cards.
Wow.
Which would be
Well drilled,
unbelievable for the
physical,
season, that.
Sticking up for Andy Halliday going against
and the
Celtic.
surface.
Do you think it'd be
And
a
the
big
surface.
upset?
Oh, fuck it.
I
Think so?
still
Huge,
think it's a big
huge.
upset.
Big
Paddy.
upset? What?
When was the last time Celtic lost in a cup game?
Aye,
Treble,
I know as
treble.
well as Kilmarnock have started, I still think that's a big upset.
I think so.
Celtic don't go and win it, but
So you think they've no chance then?
who?
Come on.
Come on.
No, I think they will.
Well, it's not an
But
upset.
upsets happen, wouldn't they?
Well,
No, but that's what I mean. I think they've started the season well. They've recruited well. They're a well-organised team. They're at home. It's going to be a tough game. I don't think it'd be a massive
it's a
upset
tough
if Kilmarnock
game.
won the game.
but still, I would be surprised
Yeah.
if Celtic don't get through. But
Well, see, with Rangers and Celtic's form, Derek, could this be a year that maybe a Hibs or Hearts go on and
No.
play Champions?
It's a tiny new to get them.
Win what?
The cup.
The cup. Aye, I thought you meant the league there.
No, the cup.
Only Hibs and Hearts. Nobody else.
Well, we're on Hibs and Hearts because they both play Championship sides this weekend.
who's Hearts got?
It's on the back of your sheet, mate. If you
Thistle.
care to look here.
Home to Thistle.
Thistle at home. No, they'll see Thistle working out.
We've not started to get it
Hibs
Thistle.
Wraith. It's a game.
By the way,
That is a
that
game.
is a game because
it?
Wraith are a very good. By the way, I was looking at that yesterday. See if that was at Wraith's ground. That could be the upset.
They
by the way.
play. They play obviously the night. Hibs.
Hibs,
Yeah.
they could, and we don't know what you're getting for Hibs. This
Travelling
Hibs
back
side
as well.
So if they win, then they're going to have to be looking at the next round. Is that right?
Wraith have got a wee bit about them.
Yeah.
I just think if that game had been a home tie for Wraith, then you'd been thinking there's the upset. So it is. But you just don't know with Hibs,
Mate, do
you know?
I was
Yeah.
at Angers, sorry.
No, on you go. It's like kind of.
There you go.
We're talking about Rangers a wee bit. It's a mixed bag. I'm talking about the course of 90 minutes, but it's with Hibs game to game. One game they're up, next one they're down. They're just no. You don't know what you're getting. They look frail at the back. That's a get against a good Wraith side, by the way.
Yeah.
A decent championship side who their tails up. You're talking about it away European football. If they don't get the desired result, how that can affect them as well. I think they're mentally a wee bit kind of suspect as well. I
think it's hard as well because you're looking
Toughness
at
of it.
can they get a run in the cup, but they've got Europe and the league to concentrate on as well. Obviously, they're not going to win a European trophy, and I know that it brings a lot of money. It could be a good chance for them, but I don't know how you find that balance. Everybody said already.
Squad where you can
How
put
do
three or
you
four
cope with Europe and the league? Now you're saying, well, what is the priority?
Yeah.
Because for me, you're looking at it saying, well, it's great being in Europe and getting a run if you can, but it'd be better if one of the teams won a cup, no?
Do you expect them to get through this game, mate?
Aye.
Time it, huh?
I think they've shown in spells. Look, they're very inconsistent.
I'm not
Hibs.
so sure.
They're very inconsistent,
I'm not so-
but they had a good second half performance last week.
Aye, that team had some chances, I know.
Aye.
They're no bad, didn't they? I
think
was quite impressed with them. And it was a feisty old game, wasn't
Aye.
it?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
referee was letting things go. I think if VAR had been there, there would have been a few sending offs. But I thought I was impressed with them. They created a number of chances. As did Hibs. It was
Yeah.
a good old ding dong, but that's what I'm saying. You just don't know what they're like. Mentally, you know, are they going to be able to handle this? If they lose an early goal or they just crumble, you just don't know what you're getting for Hibs. Of course, you're hoping you'll want to see it through, but I'm not so sure.
Just when you said ding dong, thinking you're die again. Sorry, but what about you, Paul? Through?
No,
Nah, I'm the same.
I think it's going to
Are
be
you
very hard.
thinking the
I'd
same
love
way
to
as
see
well?
it.
Aye.
I'd love to see them through.
But I'm not sad.
I would love to see them obviously go through as well, but
Well, we're wrong, but
And then if they're out tonight,
and then the last thing you need is the Wraith Rovers on it.
I'm backing them.
Good,
I'm back.
Friday's
Batting
good.
Hibs, aye.
I think Hearts will get the job done.
Hopefully we're wrong.
we were talking about upsets a wee minute ago. Can you see any upsets this weekend?
That would do.
See you making a couple of birds
I mean,
upset.
if that Wraith game had been at home, that would have been the one I've been looking at. But I just still think.
Desperate for that game to be at Wraith, aren't you?
Aye, it's one of my old clubs. So it is. No, it's just because I watched them a few weeks ago, and I watched them. They were 2-0 down against Partick. Getting into the last, what was it, 10 minutes, and they clawed
Came
it back.
back.
The 2 each.
Some good
But it
players
was a
for
brilliant game, and they played some good football. They've got a wee bit about them. So Hibs need to be on their
They're
toes.
United.
but it's-
I think Airdrie Ross County. I think Ross County will win, but
so
you
aye.
could see an upset. Livy Ayr. I think Livy will get the job done. It won't
Air
be
have not
easy,
started great, have they?
but Ayr could cause an upset there. And we spoke about Hibs Wraith. I think there could be an upset there, but I would still expect.
We're going to
Hibs
come to
get
that,
the
be
job
my upset. Airdrie beat Ross County.
Have they started well earlier, haven't they?
Huh?
And what about the Friday game? Still in Albion
done. Although
versus Aberdeen?
still in Albion, no batter St Johnstone.
4-0.
League Cup.
4-0.
Aye.
Decent. They've started
But-
with 2 wins out of 2 as well in the league. It's still in Albion.
Wow.
Derek, when you were at Hearts, did you ever win anything?
No, we got to the semis of the Scottish at Hampden.
Getting
When
on
they
for that
pen-
wee man.
Yeah, but I know Airdrie put us up. There's a penalty, I know.
95.
Penalty shootout. I can't remember the year, Faddy. I just
Because
remember.
Airdrie would have played
I
Celtic,
just
hadn't they?
remember.
Got the final.
I told you before. I just remember the penalty hitting the bar. Crabble just hits the top of the bar, and I just see the boss spinning up, and I see 12 grand just disappearing down the drain. I'm like, that bastard. So
Big Andy Smith up front.
For aye. Oh, they were a tough physical side. They would. I liked that.
Was Paul Harvey playing? You remember?
Oh God, I wouldn't be. I
He
can't
was-
recall
see when I went
exactly.
to Motherwell, Paul
Was he
Harvey was
fit,
a joke, man.
See what you said about that 12 grand, mate?
What a kid and all that, aye, you know. But see, that time, then money wasn't my god, but at that time, you know, then I had Waynes and all that. We get him
You
all.
still got wins?
Aye, yeah. Well, two of them are still with me. Can't get rid of the bums. But then it was more important that time because you.
That's a big bonus for back then, innit?
Aye, big because
I know it is a big bonus now, but-
Wallace Mercer was brilliant. He used to get a lot of stick for the fans for whatever reason, but see, for us players, and for a personal point of view, he was brilliant with us. The bonus system he put us on and all, he was great. So if you delivered on the park, he repaid you, by the way.
Quite right.
He was great, man. I loved
That
Wallace
was like,
Mercer.
see the playoff final, we were getting beat 1-0, but if you win the game, obviously your wages are getting doubled. See,
Right.
with 10 minutes to go, mate, and you know that the game's kind of petering out and we're not scoring here, you're thinking, fuck's sake.
It's-
Remember that the first time? Last time I said, what a difference that had made to my life, man.
Did you lose it?
Got beat, mate, and then a year later we got relegated and my money got halved. So I went to thinking I could get that, mate, to a year later.
So people don't
relegated like
realise that as well in that time, because I was thinking, I think we were wanting to take the Waynes to Florida. And that just, poof, that's
sand,
out
wasn't
the window.
Where you
Aye,
going, Butland?
Aye, Butland. Aye, doing the Ayrshire.
Went to your dad's backyard for a week instead. I'm just sitting over the wind.
Oh, I need a break. That's why I'm going to Italy. Oh, by the way, we'll get another one. Right, a holiday's just disappeared down the drain. My missus has bought one of the pergola things, right? No to sit under, so she can put her washing underneath it. Looking at a Costco.
How much was it?
I think it's about £1,000 or something. That's a wee week away, 4 or 5 days. She saw a garden near us.
Saying it.
Right, aye, underneath.
It's very smart, actually,
I've-
by the way. That's smart.
Did your missus do that? Put washing underneath it?
No, she doesn't put it underneath, but I can tell that's the next
That's-
thing I'm going to get her. Because she
that's-
goes, keep an eye on that rain. Because it's on and off, isn't it? She'd love that.
Your boys are 120 grand a week, mate. You can afford a pergola.
That's his.
Get
We'll
take it
look
off
at-
him, mate.
Not
Wiped his
at
arse and all that.
Fanny, did you ever lose out any big bonuses?
No, I lost.
It's probably the same semi-final when I was at Motherwell coming through. I got the semi-final. I think we were on 15 grand to get into maybe 7 grand. I might be getting that wrong. But
When was
at
that?
point?
When?
2003.
2003.
Played Rangers in the semi, 2-1 up at half time. You're thinking, first of all, you're getting to the final, but you're thinking, I don't know what was on. That bonus would have been amazing, and then we lost the game 4-3.
See, on the flip side, that best story I've ever heard Paul McGowan told it on here, remember? Paul McGowan's kid was born really premature. He was in about the Celtic first team at the time. Gordon Stratton phoned him, says, congrats on the kid. Come up, you're on the bench for the Champions League game. To get on the Champions League game, you get a massive bonus. I can't remember numbers exactly. 5 minutes to go. Just had the kid, Stratton, put wee Gowser on.
That's amazing.
That's class, isn't it?
Three
Brilliant,
things you
that.
don't hear. Do you know when I made my debut?
Wee man probably spent it for hanging the bookies the next day, but he's still got
Tell
it.
his missus, did he?
You know,
You believe that? I never even get any bonus.
you know when I made my debut against Ross County for Celtic. Have I told this?
Huh?
Made my debut. So on my contract when I signed it says make your first team debut, you get 15, 20 grand. So make my debut for Ross County. So I get off on the bus, everybody's saying well done, Paul messaging me. So I'm messaging my man, all right, we'll get this, we'll get that, I've just got that bonus. It was your home debut.
Fuck.
Never made my home debut.
Ah, mate.
That is sickening, innit?
That's a Saurian.
Many times I was sitting on the bench like that, putting us on.
But that's what Walter used to do with the guy. Well, I was away for Rangers at the time. He used to put them on with 30 seconds.
To get
Brilliant,
their
that, innit?
minutes
That
to
is
go
brilliant, that.
to get their dough. Keeps everybody happy, doesn't
I've
it?
seen it a few times when you're
Class.
away with Scotland, there's guys that come in and they'll be on a big bonus to get the first cap. And they're doing everything to go to the pitch. Doing the warm up in front of the manager. They're going right before the game. For winning easy, just come off, say there's something wrong with you so I can get my bonus.
The right
That's
one
it.
in contracts, that's right. There's a lot of stuff.
big ones.
Even
and
win
all.
bonus on the bench, mate. See when the bench, I've said this before, I never celebrated so much when Celtic scored a goal, mate. But guy who's not worried about bonuses, Tonali with Newcastle.
What's happened with that story? But you
He's
heard
sitting on a Witherspoons.
He booked a table, but
I don't know that.
Your dad.
we go with Wetherspoons. To be fair, I'm not just saying we go with Wetherspoons every morning.
Rang me.
Me and my wee man started getting out. So me, my mum, my dad, we go down to Wetherspoons every single morning, and he.
It's a
What one?
family.
3 years ago.
What one?
The one that is just off Ballfield Street. It's always dead quiet. Because
Not be anywhere.
Argyle Street one now, they're fixing that all up. So that's no open. So they want everybody to sort of move out. It's nobody.
We just go for breakfast.
And is it a full fry up every morning?
Fry up, but they've took your Totty scones away.
What time is that in the morning?
And square sausage.
What time is that in the morning, Slaney?
We go down there about 9 o'clock.
Fry up then,
And he waits 11 o'clock, you get a pint. So we're in there for 2 hours and then he gets his pint, me and I'll walk away.
Does he get a pint at 9 o'clock?
Weatherspoons shoots 11 o'clock.
You did,
No,
Blackpool.
mate, McKinnon's you do. See, McKinnon's, your dad used to drinking it. You get a pint there at 9 o'clock,
Aye,
mate.
you see so many people going down.
I won a spoons in Blackpool.
You used to be able to get one, but he's shut now. Yeah, grass. Look at you.
What is Tonali thinking there?
Why is he going to Witherspoon? Have you ever had that? A foreign boy that you've took him to like, an obscure place?
No.
He's maybe thought,
Think he's not realised?
unbelievably thought, I want some real British food.
What's that
I'm
pint?
going to go authentic.
260, I'm sure. I think Terence is 4 something.
Wee cafe down for Lewis's, big bottle of Moretti, big fucking thing of that size, €2. Happy days.
It's a difference, mate, innit?
€10.
What you doing
scooshed.
here?
What?
What you doing here? You should be there.
You should just come here every Thursday and then go away.
It's
Shouldn't you, mate?
Think I will.
via Zoom. Stay through Zoom.
Aye.
So how can we pay more? Obviously, because it's fair, aren't they? What's a pint of Peroni? Did you say Moretti or Peroni?
Moretti.
It's £6.
It's not a pint, just a big bottle. You lovely wee cafe. There you go, happy days.
Weatherspoons is good.
Weatherspoons is what?
I love it. But the only thing is,
Is it fucked?
no, it's excellent.
You've just
Absolute-
complained about the nice sausage and the Totty scone.
Aye, the breakfast is, I don't know if they've done that for me.
Weatherspoons is good.
To be honest, I love it in there. Like, I feel total
You're a
peace.
snob.
A wee
but
bit, aye.
You go to your
Aye,
wee
total peace.
cafes and that.
What do you like Weatherspoons?
No, I don't
Aye, I
go
was
to
in
it,
a
but
couple of weeks ago down in the
It's
Argyle
amazing,
Street,
mate.
man.
Oh,
Went for a couple of beers, aye. Swing with that.
But they don't play music, that's the only thing I don't get. Never
The
understood it.
cleaner just works full day in Weatherspoons, so you're sitting with your pint and she's hoovering the fucking floor. 12:30. Everywhere else, the cleaner comes in at 6, cleans and then she leaves, mate. 12:30, the cleaner's still going with a fucking hoover.
it'll be spotless then, won't it?
Right, come on, Cooten.
So I can ask him something just quickly before we go.
What you can, mate?
How many times did it take you to pass your driving test?
Good one.
Second time.
Easy does it.
Well, no, I had to pass my test 3 times because I
What? Mate, what?
well because I wrote my motor off.
On your test?
No, a few years later down in Sunderland.
You mean you had to sit it 3 times, you didn't need to pass it 3 times?
Initially, when I was 17, 18, I passed it my second time.
Aye.
But then I was 26 and I lost my licence again, so I had to resit it down in Sunderland. So I get fined £2.5
Aye.
grand,
So you had to
banned
pass
for
it
a year,
twice.
pass it again, and I failed it. But the guy passed me.
You just got that
Because
guy
the
that
emergency
sat-
stop, the
that guy
emergency,
just being sacked.
the emergency stop, right? You slaps the dashboard, bang. So I've skidded a wee tad, and I went.
And your boxers?
Aye, because and it was a roasting day. The sweat was pissing out of me, and then all the way back, right to the centre, because I failed, so I wasn't getting a shit by the way. I was just driving any old way you get back, and the guy passed me.
I say that, you relax when you
I
feel
just
yourself.
thought, well, I failed it. So
That's one thing that's never been mentioned, the sweat on your driving test.
I was,
is
I
incredible.
was
Sweat
ringing. I was ringing.
Your left foot shake on the clutch.
No, the worst is here for a lesson
horrible.
and you come out in the driver's seat fucking ringing a sweat, you're leaving. Oh, fucking hell, man.
Your first
That was
time.
first time, man.
You tell me.
Ah, brilliant.
Where'd you sit?
My
Hammer?
boy.
No, Springman.
Oh, right, that's what I
That's a
did.
big test up there, isn't it?
I thought I'd failed it as well. Took me up a wee,
Took you
up your way, up steps, as we drive along the main road and then up to the left into the narrowest street in the world. He says, right there, your
U-turn.
3-point turn.
And it can't be done.
No, well, I went, come back, touched the curb, went, so
What's that?
I went run and come back, and then I was going to go, and the motor's really tight, and I'm going. Just sat for, it felt like 10 minutes, and I'm going, if I don't go, then I failed, because it's a 3-point turn. But if I go, I think I'm going to hit that motor. So I'm just sitting for ages, and I thought, fuck it, stuck it in reverse, back round. As soon as I got round, he went, that was a brilliant decision. And I was like, fucking hell. I thought it was a 3-point turn. This is not, it's just a turn in the road. They just call it a 3-point turn.
3-point turn.
Was
So
he
it
part
doesn't
of
matter how many
was he
times
part
you
of the-
You're meant to fail if you hit the curb.
No, I touched it. I didn't hit it.
That's a.
That's a fail.
No, it's not. Well, it
That
fucking
is a
clearly
fail.
isn't it? Because I didn't feel it.
Aye.
But were you famous at the time? Were you famous at the
Why are you asking?
No, we were just talking about it the other day. And
Are you sitting your test?
I'm going to try, but I'll not tell
How
him.
many times you failed it again? 6 times.
What?
Just
I think after 5 you should be no to ever drive.
don't bother. You're not going to pass.
I love it.
What are you failing it on?
Everything.
What do you mean everything? You must have they must give a reason at the end why you're failing it.
Is it your highway code?
I don't like, so see like the stop in the hill, don't know if they still do it.
Oh, it's cruise control.
I can't do it. So
Can
when
he
they say-
stop on a hill or start on a
Automatic,
hill?
yeah. Get it.
Well, you
You
stop
can't-
when you stop on the hill, where's the start?
A hill
Sorry,
start.
aye. A hill start, that's the one. So when they say to you, we stop at the hill, I can't hear them, and just keep going. You know what I mean?
But you meant to check the mirrors all the time, you're scared to look.
So that's your worst one. That's your worst. A hill start. No, the turn. Do they still do like the
the
reverse
worst
of the
reverse
corner?
park. Reverse park on your test are
Can you still
fucking
do
killing
that?
me.
By the way,
easy.
I can't reverse now. I'm hopeless. I
Shouldn't be
actually
driving.
I know I shouldn't be driving now. I think I get out the motor and I actually slaughter myself.
You shouldn't be driving in the first place. You just have failed that test.
Honestly, I'm hopeless at
park is hard,
reversing.
isn't it?
Right, we're going to head on to the coon.
Oh, so what you got to do? You got to set it again.
I'm going to say it again, I'm going to go for it.
How many more times you getting it?
Why do you need you know, you're only thinking about Glasgow.
I know, I just love to drive in the motorway, but the freeway, just go.
Go where?
Just put music on and just fuck off. That'd be brilliant, wouldn't it?
So
Just get
any
it on.
driving, so what, do you need an instructor or do you think you can take a test right
No,
now?
no, I need an instructor.
Any instructors that can
Practice hill starts.
help starts
That'd be good. And they'll need to do my theory, but I think it's all changed now. You need to open the bonnet and tell them about what's inside it.
No way.
How you doing it? It's
No,
hard. You need to do your oil on it. I only passed my test about 5 years ago, huh?
Nah, you
never
can
on
be
it,
bothered
bonnet?
driving. You just
Nah.
get picked up all the time, didn't you?
Lifting lead in it. I
I don't know how you can play it in
the
football,
motor, aye.
move
Oh,
from place to place and no drive.
Mate, see wherever I moved, I got hoosed 5 minutes to the ground.
I know, but
Stratford
you didn't
Park.
walk every day, did you?
On a bike.
What about when you moved to Dundee? You didn't stay 5 minutes.
Not
to
bad,
the
it gives off.
Aye. I don't know how you can move to different places.
No drive.
And no drive.
That's
I'm trying to save environment.
Sky, man.
What is it? What was you saying?
Well, he just wants to pass his test to go down to Stratford Park, didn't you?
The dog inside?
Aye, innit? Just tell you what that's.
The ginger arse up on your street.
A few reviews.
Right, boys, out you standing right onto the coom.
What we're doing here, because there's so many, we're not picking every game.
Why
are we?
don't we just do the Saturday fixtures in?
Right, good.
Right.
Oh, so you don't need back on Arnott?
Nah.
What do you
Going
say?
against Celtic, drinking Witherspoons, there's a thread about you on Kerrydale Street tonight.
Oh, do people like Witherspoons?
On you go, mate. You've said
That's
it.
the Crystal Palace Saturday.
Nothing wrong with Witherspoon.
Crystal Palace.
I go to that one, there's no the Guy Street one.
Bad for Celtic Park for life.
It's a Rangers pub, is it not?
Right.
Don't know.
Rangers bus leaves for that.
Right, what games you wanted to hear?
Any game, just use a game now. Fuck it.
No, I'm not
I think
doing
they
that,
look
mate.
quite straightforward.
Right, since it's your first week doing it and you're one behind, you pick 4 games that you think you can call the right results. There you
I'm
go.
going to pick four. Are we doing all the same 4 games?
Everyone can pick their own 4.
Right, okay.
Because it's your cup at the end of the day.
Right,
So on you
okay.
go.
I'll start. I'm going to go for...
Wait a minute. How does it work? Is it to win the tie or? Because
No, so it'll be how
90
this
minutes.
works is
Draw,
after
can't you?
90 minutes, yeah, so it'll be a draw as well.
aye.
The result after 90 minutes.
I'll go for Hearts,
Hearts to beat Partick Thistle, alright.
Aberdeen.
Oh. Early
Um,
kick-off, your cup could be done on a Friday, mate. Hearts, Aberdeen, who else?
St Mirren, Motherwell.
Saturday's first 2 picks are Sunday and Friday.
I know. Are you fucking mixing me up, by the way?
I'm going to go for St Mirren, Motherwell draw.
Right.
That's not bad.
And I'm going to go for...
So it's 4. 4.
4 you can pick, mate.
4. Come on.
Fucking hell.
Doesn't like going home, does he? He likes to drag this out. Take your time.
We've
move
got
on.
another show after this,
Hibs.
come on, move. Right, okay.
Right, I'll go with the first 4, right? Stirling, Albion, Aberdeen. Aberdeen. It's a tough one, but Stirling, that you says, 4-0 against St Johnstone recently. Rangers against Morton. Rangers. Airdrie, this is a cracker, by the way. Airdrie playing well at the minute.
Definitely.
He's injured, but wee Rhys McCabe got injured at the weekend.
He's
He's a manager. He's a manager.
So he's still the best player, mate.
Aye.
Amazing.
And
Assistant
because
manager
he's
plays in order.
Aye, for dice.
and because he's injured, because he's the best player and he's out, I'm going to go with County.
Right,
But
okay.
that'll be tight as well. And then Livy Ayr United. I watched Ayr United. They were alright, big physical side, but so are Livingston. Livingston get better players, in my opinion. Livingston.
I'd go with that.
I'm going to go 4 aways.
Oh,
wow.
Aberdeen, Ross County, Motherwell and Celtic.
You going Motherwell?
Aye.
That's a tough. That's
Good cup. Nah, I'll make a few quid that 4 aways. I'll go... Rangers, Livingston, Hearts and Hibs.
I can't say
And just
Hey,
to reaffirm that we got our couping up whatever last week.
We should get a bonus now for getting them all right.
Aye.
Just get a wee extra point. Everyone, 6.
Witherspoons, we'll take you for a Witherspoons breakfast.
No, a bonus. I said a bonus. Not a forfeit.
Bye, Celtic.